Hey everyone, I'm Rick Beato. On today's Everything Music, it's What Makes This Song Great, episode 12. Now you're thinking, episode 12? Okay, this video is Fleetwood Mac. It's the only one out of the entire series that is not up. I'm going to try to put it back up right now. This is Fleetwood Mac, What Makes This Song Great, Go Your Own Way. Coming up next. Go Your Own Way was the first single from the Fleetwood Mac Rumors album that came out on February 4th, 1977. That single actually came out at the end of 76. I believe in December of 76, Go Your Own Way came out on the radio. Rumors belongs to a special club. It's one of the 5 records that are double diamond, meaning that it has sold more than 20 million copies in the United States. This song is a song that's written by Lindsey Buckingham and sung by him. And it is about the breakup of his marriage to Stevie Nicks, who he was in the band with. Now, this has always been one of my favorite songs. I never realized why it was one of my favorite songs until I learned more about music. I just liked the way it sounded. I love the lyrics. I love the hook. But it's got some really unique things about it that make it, I think, an exceptionally great song. So the track begins with muted guitars in stereo. And it comes right in with this 12-string guitar and the lead vocal. One of the first things that you'll notice is that there's a lot of dissonances between the acoustic guitar and the lead vocal. So the acoustic guitar starts out like this. So it starts on this, it's got a capo of the 3rd fret, so it's really F major. It's going between F sus2 to F major. Then it holds on F sus2. Then it holds on C sus4. Then it goes G sus2 to G. Then it holds on that G sus2. Let me play along with the track. Let's talk about these dissonances between the lead vocal and the guitar. Loving you isn't the right thing. Right there. Is it the right? He sings a sus4 against the sus2. Loving you, is it the right thing to do? Let's do it again. Loving you, right here, isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change things that I feel? It's a great lyric. It's super heartfelt, and it just works so well. Let's do it again. Loving you isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change things that I feel? If I could, baby, I'd give you my world. How can I, when you won't take it from me? Not only is that a perfectly crafted melody where every note is in the right place in relation to the progression, but it's so well sung. Let's check out the vocal by itself. Loving you isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change things that I feel? If I could, baby, I'd give you my world. How can I, when you won't take it from me? Now you can tell that's all done on one pass because there are no little kinks in the recording. There's no breaks where there would be a punch in. That is a pass right there, and that is incredibly heartfelt. It's a great lyric and it's a great melody. One of the things about the track that you don't hear really at the time in 1977 when the record came out, muted guitar in the beginning. You didn't hear muted guitars like that very often in tunes. I'm trying to think of tunes. You started to hear it a bit later in the 70s, but this was kind of an unusual sound. Isn't the right thing to do? Let's talk about the drums. This drum beat is really a Mick Fleetwood special. This type of tom fill that he did. His feel, it's got a relentless quarter note feel to it that really makes the tune move. Listen to it. After that tom groove in the verse and it opens up and straightens out, what's cool about it is that he does the quarter note and then hits the snare with the quarter on 2 and 4. Listen. Let me put the drums and bass together. Check it out. Now, as you'll notice with the bass, when it gets to the chorus, there's a lot of fills in the bass part. That's actually another feature of the tune, is that the bass is incredibly active in the chorus. Let's listen to the bass and the vocals together in the chorus, because you can hear how the bass plays off the vocal breaks. Check it out. Busy actually, but you don't notice it because of the placement of where the lines are. Check it out again. You can go your own way. Go your own way. End of each phrase, there's a fill that kind of leads you into the next phrase. So that's the bass part. So you've got these really strong rhythmic figures going on, the muted guitars, the kind of incessant 12-string rhythm. You've got the bass that starts out in the verse playing really straight roots and then gets to the chorus and is all over the place moving around with fills right when the drums straighten out. The 4 on the floor kick and then the snare on 2 and 4. Yeah, let's talk about the chorus now. This is what I call an A-B chorus lyrically. So you have 2 lines. You can go your own way, which is the hook line, and then you can call it another lonely day. That's the B line, so it's A, B, and then it goes, you can go your own way, you can go your own way. This is really a classic songwriting technique that was used back then, and still nowadays, but this is really more reminiscent of songs from that era, really all the way through the 90s or so, until songs became where they'd have multiple hooks in the chorus and things like that. So let's check this out. Let me play the vocals here. You can go your own way. A. You can call it another lonely day. And then the B line, then it repeats again. Let's talk about the melody in the chorus next. So the chorus is comprised of 3 chords. D minor, to B flat major, to C major. So it's a 6-4-5 progression. And the D minor chord, it starts on the 5th of the chord, the A, and then it goes on the B flat chord, it goes back to the A, which becomes the major seventh on the B flat major chord. So it'd be this chord. And then to the ninth, to the fifth, and then to the fifth of the C major chord. And then flat 7 fifth, third, then back down to the root of the D minor chord. So it's mainly using chord tones, except on the B flat chord where it actually uses some upper extensions. It uses that major seventh on the downbeat, right? So you got to the ninth. Those are your tension notes. That's what really gives the melody a lot of depth. Those notes are the important ones to key in on. So in the chorus, we don't just have the harmony parts, but we have the organ entering and the maracas, which the maracas give it a lot of energy rhythmically, and the organ fills in as glue. Let's take a listen to it.
Hey! Tell me why everything turned around. Packing up, shacking up, so you wanna do. If I could, baby, I'd give you my world.
In the second verse, we have some really cool guitar feedback that goes along with the melody. It really adds a haunting element to the ache that you have in the vocal lyric. Listen.
Hey! Tell me why everything turned around. Packing up, shacking up, so you wanna do. If I could, baby, I'd give you my world. Open up, everything's waiting for you.
Those feedback notes and the little guitar line that happens in the second verse works great with the acoustic. Check it out.
Hey! Tell me why everything turned around. Packing up, shacking up, so you wanna do.
All those sus4s that he's doing, give you my world, those notes are so important to the melody.
Tell me why everything turned around. Packing up, shacking up, so you wanna do.
And then again.
If I could, baby, I'd give you my world.
That's really the amazing part of the song, are those suspensions that are sung in the verse. That's a great lesson for songwriters out there, is that you need to look for those kind of notes. Those are the notes that make your melody stand out. It's not just putting those notes in, it's what is going on behind those notes to accentuate them. When he's playing that sus2 chord and he's hitting the sus4 in the melody, it just creates such a tension because you have two simultaneous suspensions going on. And then he immediately resolves them. So you have that tension and release happening twice in each verse. And then the chorus opens up and has those upper extensions on the second chord, on the B flat chord, on the 4 chord. For those of you that are into the recording side of this, here is the track sheet that went along with the session. On track 1, you have bass low, and track 2, bass high. That's probably 2 different mics on the bass amp. Then you have tracks 3 and 4 are the kick drum. It says 88, so that's probably a Beyer Dynamic 88 and a U47 on the outside of the kick. Then you have the snare on track 5. Track 6 and 7 are overheads left and right. Then we have the, looks like solo. Hard to read what that says after that. Tracks 9 and 10 are the organ, low and high. Looks like track 11 and 12 are the room mics. Then you have 13 and 14, the solo double and the solo guitar end. Then 15 is the snare room. 16 is the maraca. 17 is a cymbal. Looks like a mono cymbal. It looks like everybody that's singing background vocals are on tracks 18 through 21. Then it says accent. I think that's what it says. Hard to read this. And then cymbal bell. And it looks like 24 is electric rhythm. So that gives you a great idea as to how the tracks were arranged when they were originally recorded. Another important part of the track is the driving muted rhythm guitar, which, like I said earlier, is very unusual to me for that time period. The aggressiveness of it. Check it out. Those kind of parts help move the track ahead. It's really aggressive, has a very aggressive, unusually aggressive sound with that distortion on it, and sounds great when it's hard panned from the acoustic guitar. Next, I want to talk about the guitar solo. Lindsey Buckingham is one of my favorite guitar players. I love his guitar solos. This solo is an especially melodic solo. He's a fingerstyle player that plays with a claw hammer technique similar to Mark Knopfler, and it gives him a really unique sound. Check it out. Okay, Future Rick here. I've been watching the video, but I got to the guitar solo and I said, well, I actually never said how the guitar solo is double tracked. It's really, I mean, it's a great, great sound that he has. A lot of people don't think of Fleetwood Mac and think of Lindsey Buckingham having a really searing lead tone, but he does, as you can hear there. Notice the double tracking again on the out chorus solo. You know, when the full mix is in, it's really hard to tell that that's going on unless you're paying attention, listening in headphones. I remember when I first heard Rumors and I would listen in headphones, I would hear those solos going on there and the really cool things that they're doing that are different in each speaker. That's all for now. Please enjoy this new upload of Fleetwood Mac, What Makes a Song Great, making the whole series complete now, especially that the Led Zeppelin has been put back on. Subscribe here to my Everything in Music YouTube channel. If you want the Beato book, go to my website at www.rickbeato.com. And if you want to support the channel even more, you can join the Beato Club. Check it out on my website as well. Thank you for watching.